Hey guys, welcome back to another diary entry. So today I want to touch on the Pussycat Dolls reunion and also the X Factor performance. Now I just got through watching the performance, I'll talk about that in a moment, but I just want to talk a little bit about the actual reunion itself. Now I know they announced a reunion, I think it's about a week or so ago. I was a little dubious, if I'm honest, certainly because even though Pussycat Dolls were a massive pop band, obviously in the early 2000s, times have kind of moved on since then. Bands in general just aren't as popular anymore. And we've seen that before where we go through waves of bands being popular and then they're not popular. But at the minute, bands don't tend to be the in thing, if you like. So I was quite dubious when I heard that they were reuniting. That coupled with the fact that they're a bit older now, and kind of how they used to dance and can they move the same and have they still got it. And also the fact that Melody unfortunately wasn't returning to the band, and she's since put out some statements around having to have counselling and things like that after the band. Whether or not that's true, I'm not sure, but I always liked Melody. She was obviously like one of the lead singers in line with Nicole Scherzinger. And then there was a whole controversy on the second album, Doll Domination, where it's been reported, and again I don't know how true this is, that Nicole did all the vocals for all the tracks, including the backing vocals, which then kind of calls into question what do the other girls do, but that's another point. So as I said, I was a bit dubious when they decided to reunite. But after watching the performance on the X Factor, which was in the UK this past weekend, I've got to say they've still got it. It was interesting kind of hearing the medley, can't say that word, of their hits. And for me, it kind of showed that they had a lot of big hits. Buttons, When I Grow Up, Don't Ya, and all three songs in my opinion still hold up today. I'd still happily listen to those tracks today, so they've definitely stood the test of time. And then they performed their new song React, which I'm curious to hear the proper version. It sounded like it sampled Don't Ya, but I'm not too sure on that. I just heard little bits of it, so I couldn't really tell, but it sounded like it sampled Don't Ya as well, which will be interesting. I don't think any release date's been given for the new single yet, but I'll be curious to hear the full version. So yeah, let me know in the comments below what you think. In terms of the dancing, it was on point, little shaky in points. Nicole's still clearly the lead, but the girls can definitely move. They definitely put on a show. They were jumping off platforms and being caught by men. There was water and everything. It was a very, very good performance. I'll give them that. They've definitely reset the bar in terms of performances, and the girls are always really good at that, to be fair. So it's no surprise that they came back with something quite big and quite So I'm definitely curious to hear the new single, and hopefully it leads to a new album. I'm not sure yet what's going to happen with that, but definitely here for it. Girls are back. Let me know in the comments below what you think.
The podcast you just heard was made using Anchor. Ever thought about making your own podcast? Anchor makes it really easy for anyone to get started. It's a one-stop shop for recording, hosting, and distributing podcasts. Best of all, it's 100% free. Sign up now at anchor.fm/new. That's anchor.fm/new to get started.